Have you ever wondered if there's a grain of truth hidden within the myths that have been passed down through generations? Myths, those fascinating tales that ignite our imagination, often hold a captivating allure. They draw us in with their mystery, their charm, their promise of a world beyond the ordinary. Yet how many of these myths stand up to the scrutiny of science? Today, we're going to explore some popular myths and reveal the scientific realities behind them. First up, a myth that might have given you a scare as a child. Swallowing a gum takes 7 years to digest. This popular myth has been circulating for decades, often used to dissuade children from consuming their bubble gum. But where did it originate? The answer is unclear, but it seems to have wormed its way into folklore and has been passed down through generations despite lacking a factual basis. So what's the reality? When you swallow gum, your body treats it like any other food. The truth is, our bodies can't digest gum. This is because gum is made of a synthetic rubber base, which is resistant to our digestive enzymes. However, this doesn't mean that the gum stays in your body for 7 long years. Here's where the myth gets a reality check. Just like any other non-digestible substance, gum is moved through the digestive system by peristalsis, the wave-like muscle contractions that push food along the gut. And typically within a day or two, the gum makes its grand exit, just like other waste. So if you accidentally swallow your gum during a surprise laugh or while trying to blow the biggest bubble, there's no need for panic. Your body has got it handled. So while it's not advisable to make a habit of swallowing gum, rest assured it won't stick around for 7 years. Next, a myth that's as electrifying as it is misleading. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. This phrase is often used to reassure those who have experienced some misfortune that it's unlikely to happen again. But when it comes to the science of lightning, this statement is far from accurate. In reality, lightning is indiscriminate and can strike any location more than once. In fact, it's not just possible, it's common. Lightning follows the path of least resistance to the ground, which means that tall, pointed, and isolated objects are more likely to be struck. For example, consider skyscrapers or tall trees. They're hit by lightning repeatedly due to their height and isolation. Perhaps the most notable example is the Empire State Building in New York City. This iconic skyscraper is struck by lightning about 23 times a year. Similarly, the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, is another frequent lightning target. So why does this myth persist? Well, it's likely due to the random and unpredictable nature of thunderstorms and lightning strikes. While lightning can and does strike the same place more than once, it's less likely to happen during the same storm. Thus, people may have observed this behavior and concluded that lightning never strikes the same place twice. So next time you hear this myth, remember, lightning indeed can and does strike the same place more than once. Moving on to a myth that's been popularized by movies and TV shows, humans only use 10% of their brain. This idea has been around for over a century, and it's easy to see why it's so captivating. It suggests that we have vast untapped potential just waiting to be unlocked. But is it true? Well, the simple answer is no. This myth likely originated from a misunderstanding of neurological research in the early 20th century. But modern neuroimaging has shown us that virtually every part of the brain has a known function. Consider this. Our brain uses about 20% of our body's total energy and oxygen intake. Now, why would our body dedicate so much to an organ that's only 10% utilized? It just doesn't make sense. Furthermore, damage to even a small area of the brain can have profound effects on a person's abilities, further proving that we use much more than just a small fraction of our brain. In reality, we use virtually all of our brain, just not all at once. Different parts of the brain are responsible for different tasks. So while you're watching this video, the visual processing areas of your brain are more active, but other areas aren't just sitting idle. They're ready to spring into action when needed. So contrary to popular belief, we do use more than just 10% of our brains. The next myth is about our finned friends. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. A belief as widespread as the oceans they inhabit, this myth has been told time and time again. It's the go-to factoid at parties when the conversation hits a lull. But is there any truth to this claim? Let's dive into the scientific depths and see what we can unearth. Contrary to popular belief, goldfish actually have quite impressive memories. In fact, research has shown that goldfish can remember things for up to 5 months, not 3 seconds. That's right, 5 whole months. Experiments conducted by scientists worldwide have demonstrated this fact. Goldfish were trained to press a lever to receive food, and even after a month of no training, they still remembered how to press the lever. Another experiment involved teaching goldfish to respond to certain color signals for food. Impressively, the goldfish remembered these signals even after a hiatus. So rather than having the memory span of a blink, goldfish possess a memory that can span seasons. They can recall learned responses and remember complex tasks. This goes to show that our aquatic companions are far more intellectually capable than the credit we give them. So it turns out goldfish have a far better memory than we've been led to believe. As we've seen, myths can be fascinating, but they often distort the truth. They weave a tapestry of stories that captivate our imagination and at times provide a comforting explanation to the mysteries of life. However, when these myths masquerade as reality, they can muddy our understanding of the world and our place within it. In our journey today, we've navigated the labyrinth of 4 such myths. The undying myth of swallowed gum taking 7 years to digest, the electrifying tale of lightning never striking the same place twice, the cerebral myth that we only use 10% of our brain, and the aquatic fable that goldfish have a 3-second memory. Each myth, fascinating in its own right, has been illuminated under the piercing light of science and reality. Science, the torchbearer of truth, has shown us that swallowed gum does not linger in our bodies for 7 years, but rather passes through within a few days. It has revealed that lightning does strike the same place twice, or even more. It has uncovered the fact that we use virtually every part of our brain, and it has demonstrated that goldfish have memories far exceeding 3 seconds. These revelations serve as a reminder of the importance of critical thinking and research in distinguishing fact from fiction. It's easy to accept information at face value, especially when it's wrapped in a compelling narrative, but it's crucial for us to question, to probe, to investigate. It's this curiosity and skepticism that fuels the pursuit of knowledge and propels us towards a greater understanding of the universe we inhabit. So in the battle between myth and reality, let's arm ourselves with the shield of skepticism and the sword of science. Let's strive to separate the wheat of fact from the chaff of fiction. Remember, a myth is just a story until proven otherwise. Stay curious, keep questioning, and always seek the truth. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more myth-busting content.